can't.
He pay for it.
I can't.
I guarantee it.
Calm down. Calm down, brother.
Come to the fight. Come to the fight.
They probably gonna get you f***ed up.
Because Lamont Roach can fight, and he thinks he's going to see the better Gervonta Davis, come out this time. I certainly hope we do.
Gervonta Davis dismisses rumors of an upset by adamantly asserting that he will defeat Lamont Roach in the rematch. He bets $5 million to knock Roach out, demonstrating his complete confidence in his abilities and rejecting the public's perception that Roach
beat his ass.
He can't do shit.
For real. Man, be quiet.
I don't give a y'all was quiet. Y'all, if y'all was loud,
we got the whole hood over there.
Like, twist it up. I don't give a
y'all
about none
can
of that.
do whatever y'all want. My mother, he can't stop nothing over here.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna f him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get f***ed up over here. What do I look like getting f***ed up?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That shit ain't never gonna stop nothing over here.
And he gonna pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it. I can't. I guarantee it.
Calm down. Calm down, brother.
Come to the fight. Come to the fight.
They probably gonna get you f***ed up. Look, fool. Hey, fool. This me and you, fool. This me and you, fool.
Tank.
This me and you, fool.
Yeah.
Don't worry about them. They might get you. They gonna trick you off your spot. They gonna trick you out your spot, fool. Don't worry about them.
Come on, stop. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know how I'm coming. Y'all know how I'm coming. So stop it. Y'all gonna make it hard for him. That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna make it hard for him.
Floyd Mayweather's initial bout with Maidana is recalled in the frenzy preceding this rematch. Many people thought Maidana would win the rematch, since he controlled significant portions of the fight. However, Floyd changed his approach and easily defeated Mies in battle after battle. The same thing might happen to Gervonta. AHA.NT Roach. Davis Roach. Public opinion has shifted in favor of Roach, who appears to be better in the fight. But he now has another opportunity to make amends for his past errors and change the story to his advantage.
YouTube, we're back again with some more boxing news in the boxing world. Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach for the rematch is on the horizon. It will be happening this year, and it will be happening very, very soon. This is the thing, YouTube. If y'all agree with me on what I'm about to tell y'all, I want y'all to throw the thumbs up, because this is what's gonna happen. If y'all remember the Mayweather and Maidana match, where everybody thought Maidana beat Mayweather in the first match when they fought each other, like he dominated him, he beat him. Same thing goes here. Lamont Roach, everybody's saying that he dominated Gervonta Davis, but this is not going to happen in the rematch. Gervonta Davis is going to dominate Lamont Roach. If y'all agree with me on what I'm telling y'all, this is just like the Mayweather-Maidana fight. I'm trying to tell you. Lamont Roach is going to lose in the rematch, and that's a guarantee. That's not a prediction. That is a spoiler. If y'all agree with me, throw a thumbs up. And if you ain't got Eat Up Keeps the News, subscribe.
Gervonta Davis left his camping area following the contentious outcome of the meeting. To improve his methods and discipline, he hired a new coach. Not only was this a personal choice, but it was also a means of ensuring focus and eliminating distractions. Davis wants to get rid of every mistake that permitted tum.roach momentum. New training techniques demonstrate Davis's dedication, involvement, and atonement. He is putting in a lot of preparation to be ready for anything that could happen in the ring.
Yo, what's going on, fight fans? Check it out. It looks like Gervonta Davis has a new coach. Now, this is Coach Mustafa. He's a well-known coach down in the Atlanta area, and it looks like he's starting to train with him. I know he has that upcoming rematch coming up. It looks like it's slated for June. Now, this coach is known for his working on timing, precision, accuracy. Those are some of the things that this coach is well known for. He's also been training Tevin Farmer for his past 2 fights. Now, what does this mean for Tank? Is he leaving Coach Kyle and Coach Kenny, or adding Coach Mustafa to the team? Is it smart to switch trainers so close to a fight? Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below.
She is not the subject of this. The most talked about remayer of the year is this one. Gervonta Davis has only been seriously challenged by Lamont Roach. Either memory.ori.tmemory. Fans had more questions than answers after their last battle. Could it have been lucky, or is lucky preferable? Their clarity of rematch. Thank you for the humor. People are interested in seeing if Davis can regain his domination, or if Roach can duplicate or enhance his performance. The thigh, and both combatants are aware of the line. Pride, like
promoter Gary Jonas, shed some light on the negotiations for the rematch. While he didn't give too many details, Jonas did say that the second bout between Davis and Roach Jr. is all but finalized. Let's hear what he got to say right now.
Important question on everyone's mind. How close is the rematch? How big will it be? How close is it to getting done?
Very close. It's in my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, but it's a done deal, and it's not far off.
Lamont Roach, faith, and willpower. The overt bravado contrasted with his cool manner. On Flash, Roach D-Flash, Ely, he allows his task to be hard Eherdin's hard. Preparation, ion, and preparation. And he feels that greater is guiding him even so. His mindset has not changed. He has benefited from that kind of mental toughness. Roach is emotionally as well as physically prepared.
Who am I here with today?
Lamont Roach Jr.
I don't know who you are, man. What do you do for a living?
And I box.
How long have you been boxing for?
I've been boxing since I was 9 years old, so 20 years.
How old were you when you made your first million?
I was 29.
You made some money. What's the best piece of advice about money you've received throughout your career?
Save that money gonna save you.
Has there ever been one experience where you spent too much money than you thought you should have, that you regret?
That I regret? No, but there's been a lot of times where I shouldn't have spent as much money as I did.
Is there one piece of advice that now that you've been boxing for a couple of years, you could tell your younger self about boxing?
My advice to my younger self would be keep going. You're going to end up exactly where you're supposed to be at. As long as you work hard, put your faith in God, and you just keep pushing.
What made you really stand out as a boxer?
My hard work, determination to be the best.
Is there one boxer that you think inspires you the most with your play style?
I take bits and pieces from all boxers, even some of my opponents and stuff like that.
Anyone specifically?
No, not necessarily.
What keeps you motivated to keep pushing hard still?
It's definitely hard for me to give up because I know what's at stake. I know what can happen. I know what can happen with hard work. But if I ever feel like giving up, my motivation would be my son, my family, the ones who behind me 100%. They've been down at the bottom with me, so they coming up top with me.
Where can they find you on social media, man?
1of1X.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, bro.
The conversation intensified, but in the end, talking is pointless when the phone rings. Rings' reputations are ruined and truths are exposed in the rematch. Yesterday, it was destroyed. Once this battle is over, all of the online debates and interviews will be forgotten. When compared to what occurs in the ring, words are meaningless. Everyone will be able to see who is the superior man. To see as
I just want to know, when is the rematch going to happen at this point? Because I'm not going to lie, for it to be a whole month later and y'all still arguing over who actually won, it's just really like, okay, yeah, run it back, because we got to go ahead and settle this, squabble this up. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say neither fighter in here is shitty, okay? Because after the fight I seen on March 1st, yeah, they both was tagging shit, both getting up with each other, okay? I feel like this is the perfect match. If anybody's going to do a rematch, you need to be down, period. And Gervonta was stinging him. I'm not going to lie, he was stinging him. Great fight for him. But I'm not gonna lie, he came out knowing what he was trying to do. Y'all have to give it to him. Like, y'all just be hating, okay? Y'all can't get in the ring and fucking fight. Y'all just be hating. At least I'm giving them no props, okay? Because Gervonta had a great fight. Don't get me wrong. My money was on him. But I think what messed him up was the fact that when he came out, y'all know he'd usually be 2 steps ahead. He was 3 steps ahead. I feel like he already had Tank figured out. And he definitely was not expecting that. And him, on the other hand, I think he came in really having something to prove. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, it was a really good fight, and I feel like this is how I see it. In the beginning of the fight, he was stinking, back to back, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the fight, that's when he finally kicked it up. But I seen consistency through him through the whole fight. Not gonna lie, like, so I just feel like the rematch should happen because never know. He might, now that he was 3 steps ahead, become 8 steps ahead, and he might really knock his butt down. But at the end of the day, it's like, we need this rematch because I don't think this is ever gonna be a dispute that is settled and, you know, officially he won, he lost until they fight. Like, we gotta see it.
Gervonta Davis is taking the ring to prove herself after being criticized. The questions center on motivational acuity and drive. He is practicing and striving toward his goal of dominance and the erasure of any narrow-minded background. Since Davis is aware that critics have flaws, he is filling in all the holes that Roach previously took advantage of. His camera was technically proficient, focused, and incredibly cinematic. Davis would prefer a win-win. Statement to a win.statement.end.
Really think Tank go take the L? I've been seeing it. They said it's over. They think that this time Lamont go in more confident, knowing that basically he can, you know, really take it to Tank. Yeah, I want him to go in there confident. He's very skilled. Go in there confident because you gonna go up against a different Tank. Like I told y'all in previous videos, he go in there confident, thinking he could walk Tank down. Don't forget, with Tank, if he get you on that button, them lights going off, I don't care who you is. Remember how it ended up with Frank Martin? So, yeah, don't go in there thinking that you going against, like, somebody that, like Ryan Garcia, somebody that's going to fold. You're going against Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that confidence is what's going to get Lamont dropped. Because one thing I will say, with Tank, that wasn't your best fight against Lamont, bro. I feel like you was in your head too much. You was overconfident, and you was really just, your mind was in y'all story, the lore and everything with y'all history. You ain't going there like, I'm fighting a stranger. You going there like, oh, this Lamont. This from the same camp. We from the same area. But now I think that whole situation woke him up, because you got to think, Tank not used to losing. He not used to people being against him. He not used to being the one that like got to step back from a situation. That's why I think he being hushed right now, because when he come this time, it ain't no talking. And that's why I think it's scary, because we never see Tank in that mode where he don't say a word. I think this gonna be a different Tank. And what's crazy is Tank used to be like that in the beginning, like when he was with Floyd. Like, I'm talking about Tank with the fade, with the waves, bro. He ain't used to be on that showboat and stuff until he got, like, you know, a little bit more in the boxing, you know, thing. Of course, once you with Floyd, you gonna start being flashy and doing backflips off the ring. But in his beginning stages, dude wasn't playing. He was dropping I think that's what he about to go to, bro. And we know that people like, man, did he take Calvin off his team? Nah, like he said, Calvin, his boy. I think he just rocking with somebody else right now to get him some sharper skills, you know, to change up his skill and what people know him by. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I think Tank go take it to the mind. And that's not me being biased. I think we ain't ever seen Tank like this before.
In the rematch, Roach has only demonstrated attention and discipline. He is aware of the gravity of the situation and the danger it presents, positions it will pose. Roach is approaching this conflict as a new one, in contrast to others who could capitalize on the hoopla. The alert from overconfident.ent.onfidalert.ert. He is assessing his game, movements, and developments in order to get ready for any eventuality. The maturity of a fighter who is not only skilled but elite is reflected in that degree of awareness and professionalism. Keshin Davis provided a viewpoint. He asked about Gervonta. Roach, on the other hand, appears more serious than ever. The mental disparity could recur. Keshin made reference to the emotional commitment. Roach has a psychological advantage if Gervonta is passionate or has doubts. Unpredictability is increased by the contrast between one fighter rising and the other possibly playing.
Do you think he wins that rematch with Lamont Roach?
I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. It's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know.
Does a lot of it hinge on Gervonta and like which version he shows up with? And no disrespect to Roach, but you know what I mean.
No, that is disrespectful to Roach, and like y'all fight fans gotta realize that is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, he in there fighting another grown man that ain't going for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think Roach is gonna come with another game plan or something better or this, that, and third. So when they had a rematch, are y'all still gonna say, oh, Take's still not his full self ever since he fought whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, Roach is a hell of a fighter. He proved he was a hell of a fighter, so he need to get that credit. He's a hell of a fighter. I don't know who's gonna win that rematch. I honestly feel like Tank is losing love for the sport, or he lost the love for the sport, and he's no longer hungry anymore.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yet you got a guy that's just super hungry and never had no attention, now getting all his attention, and now he get around two of his attention. Is like, shit, that's kind of hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Tank is he's still a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50. And to your point, we were saying, okay, he lost love of the sport. I don't really think Canelo got the same love he had for the sport when he was coming up.
Ellis, a well-known and respected name in the globe, has been brought in by Davis to help close the deal. Loose End Ellis is well-versed in SIP preparation, at detail, ALE, O detail, procedures, and NES. In preparation, pay close attention to this. Davis is fixing mistakes, AWS.AL defects, enhancing endurance, and developing a more resilient mindset by bringing the ring. Ellis is doing more than simply physically assisting him in thinking better. The secret to Gervonta,
one of the best trainers in boxing, second guy in the corner, is responsible for a lot of the real tactical decisions and tactical analysis that goes on in Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents. So to have him talk about what's going on with Lamont Roach, I thought was interesting and insightful, because what he said was that, one, he's not falling for the okie doke. When Mill City asked him, hey, what do you think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer. And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table. And he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. You know, he says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing.
The first bout revealed Davis's performance flaws, which many he is slow-ish, ugg-ish. He truly does react slowly. Roach altered the match's tempo by seizing such opportunities. That Davis appeared mentally and physically unprepared. He has the opportunity to change that perception in the rematch. It's a chance to demonstrate that what fans previously witnessed was an anomaly rather than the new standard. He can be saved, but only if he has really fixed his mistakes. Essa Servant Davis got out to a strong start, displaying movement and making deft combinations. He demonstrated timing and power, but as the rounds went on, his performance deteriorated. According to analysts like Ennis, those preliminary rounds demonstrate Davis' continued skill. All he has to do is keep it up. He has the opportunity to give a full performance from beginning to end in the rematch. Roach will have an uphill battle if he can maintain his initial level of effort throughout.
This draw with Lamont Roach, people looking at it as controversial because of the whole knee. What'd you think of the fight?
It was a great fight. I had it 7-5 Tank, or you can make it the draw. But I feel like Lamont, he did good. He did a great job, actually. I just don't think he did enough to pull it off. And I feel like people was overlooking what Tank was doing in the first 5-6 rounds. He was boxing and frustrating him a little bit. But Lamont, like I said before, Lamont did a great job.
Yeah, some people had it Tank, some people had it draw, some people had it Lamont. Do you think Tank gets a lot of criticism for not knocking Lamont out and Lamont not being in big names, so they overblow it?
I think so, yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knock him out, he probably feel as though that he lost, and he didn't, or it was a draw. I feel like Tank was doing a lot of smart things in the beginning, moving a little bit too much, but I feel like he was still frustrating him and things like that. And I think Tank did a good job. He looked sharp to me. I don't know. People just be talking. At the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Were you surprised that Lamont was in spots winning the exchanges and kind of caught Tank with some good shots that he visibly I got to reset?